In August of 2013, Bryce Laspisa, a 19-year-old college student, vanished under deeply unsettling circumstances near Castaic, California. What makes this case so disturbing is not just that Bryce disappeared. It's that multiple people saw the warning signs. Authorities were alerted, more than once. And yet, Bryce still slipped away. More than a decade later, his disappearance remains unexplained. Bryce Laspisa was raised in Laguna Niguel, California, in a close-knit middle-class family. He was described as intelligent, polite, and creative. He had an interest in graphic design, no criminal history, and no record of ever running away. In 2012, Bryce moved several hundred miles north to attend Sierra College in Rocklin, California, near Sacramento. It was his first time living away from home. At first, the transition seemed smooth, but over time, friends noticed changes. Bryce became more withdrawn during his freshman year, less communicative, more isolated. By the summer of 2013, Bryce had entered a period of emotional instability. He was experimenting with alcohol while also taking prescription stimulant medication. His parents, Karen and Michael Laspisa, sensed something wasn't right, but they had no idea how close they were to a life-altering tragedy. On August 27, 2013, Bryce packed his belongings into his white 2003 Toyota Highlander. He told his parents he was driving home to Laguna Niguel. The trip should have taken about 8 hours, but Bryce never arrived. As the day turned into night, his communication became inconsistent. He said he was delayed by traffic. Later, he said he was too tired to continue driving. At the same time, Bryce was seen behaving oddly, sitting in his car for long stretches, unmoving. At around 11 p.m., Bryce was spotted at a roadside service area near Buttonwillow, California. A concerned motorist approached him and later contacted police. Bryce said he was waiting for help, but appeared confused. California Highway Patrol officers arrived and spoke with Bryce. They determined he was not intoxicated and not an immediate danger. When Bryce's parents learned what was happening, they begged officers to keep him there. Authorities told them they had no legal grounds to detain him. Over the next 13 hours, Bryce remained in the same general area, making almost no progress toward home. In the early morning hours of August 28th, Bryce finally left the roadside area. But instead of driving south, toward his parents, he drove north, into the rugged terrain near Castaic Lake. At around 2 a.m., surveillance footage captured Bryce's vehicle traveling away from home. Later that morning, his SUV was discovered at the bottom of a 25-foot embankment. The crash was unusual. The car was damaged, but not violently. Inside were Bryce's phone, his laptop, his wallet, and his glasses. There was no blood, no sign of a struggle, and no Bryce. Authorities believed he may have survived the crash and wandered into the wilderness, but extensive searches found nothing. No footprints, no clothing, no remains. Bryce Laspisa had vanished. Law enforcement classified the case as a missing persons investigation. Search and rescue teams deployed helicopters, tracking dogs, and dive teams. Nothing was found. Bryce's bank accounts showed no activity. His phone was never used again. One of the most troubling aspects of this case is the missed intervention opportunities. Multiple agencies interacted with Bryce in the hours before his disappearance, but no mental health hold was issued. There are no named suspects in the disappearance of Bryce Laspisa. This case hinges on intent, not criminal culpability. Some believe Bryce was experiencing a severe mental health crisis. Others suggest suicide, a theory his family strongly disputes. Voluntary disappearance is considered unlikely. Bryce left behind his money, his identification, and all communication devices. And while foul play can't be ruled out entirely, there is no evidence to support it. No theory fully explains why Bryce sat in his car for hours, or where he went afterward. As of today, Bryce Laspisa has never been found. No arrests have been made. No charges have been filed. The case remains unsolved. Bryce Laspisa's disappearance continues to haunt his family because it feels preventable. People noticed something was wrong. Authorities were contacted. And still, nothing stopped Bryce from driving into the night. His case has raised difficult questions about mental health intervention, parental authority, and the warning signs often missed in young adults. Not every disappearance involves violence, and not every tragedy leaves answers behind. Somewhere between concern and inaction, Bryce Laspisa vanished. And the question remains, did he want to disappear, or did the system fail him when he needed help the most?